and Me podcast. Can't believe we're here at episode 7 in season 3. It is very exciting. Fallon, where was you and your man at? Because I saw in your stories, y'all look like y'all was having a good time, and he looked real happy. What you was doing?
Not you just gonna segue straight into the business.
Dude, that's what we do.
You right. So yeah, I had to get up in my bag. I feel like all the date nights that we had been participating in were things that I planned. And your girl loves an art show. Your girl loves going to author talks. I'm a little Renaissance woman over here, so I like certain types of things, but it may not be exactly his cup of tea. So I just was like, you know what? Let me plan something that is like a boy date. So we went to this brewery, and that ain't my thing. I don't even drink beer, but I was like, what would a man want to do? So we went to this brewery, and I knew he was happy because he had pulled his phone out, was taking pictures. I was like, dang, my baby really looks joyous. Like, he posting pictures on social media. That's how happy he was to be on like a man-centric date. And I was like, dang, boy, you need to plan some more of this then. If that's the case, shoot, you could be planning all kind of boy stuff. And he was like, well, you know what, just give me one of these a month, like just one a month, and I'm cool. And I'm like, but that's not fair. If we go out on a date every week, and every week is going to be something that I want to do, it doesn't seem fair to like dedicate only one a month to something he would want to do. So I'm like, boy, it would be so much easier if you just plan something.
I think that's dope. So, I mean, I know you planned that for him, but does he plan things like that are centered around you, or?
Well, I mean, everything we typically do is stuff that I would want to do, or he thinks that I would like to do. But my thing is, like, you have different interests. We both have separate interests or whatever. Like, I don't want to just have a monopoly on all things date-ish. Like, I don't want every single date night to just be something that I don't want to do, because he might get bored, or he might get tired of being with the art crowd, or he might get tired of seeing the whole tips and the faux tips at the events that I like to go to. Like, he might not want to do that. So I'm like, it would just be so much easier if you plan something, and I'm cool with doing stuff that's like not my typical, because like I don't go to breweries, I don't like being outside like that. Like, I don't even drink beer, so just to do something that was out of my comfort zone, it was cool. But I'm like, boy, if you plan some stuff, it don't always got to be what I want to do. It just seems like it would be, fair or easy just for him to plan some more activities, like stuff that I know he would like to do. In the same way that he made that sacrifice to do what I want to do, I would do the same for him. But I don't know, is that a man thing? Have you ever had a man plan something that's like, oh, well, I think you would like this. This is one of my favorite activities. I feel like that would be cool, like, hey, I know this might not be your thing, Kristin, but I want to show you a little bit of my world. Like, has anybody ever done that for you?
Well, I don't know if it's as much as showing me a little bit of their world, but I guess sort of kind of like I had an ex before. The first time I ever went to the range, it was because he planned it, and that was something that he would do often, and I actually enjoyed myself doing it. But I actually, have someone that planned an entire trip for me, and it was based off of things, or yeah, it will be based off of things that I like. So it's kind of like surprise edition, like just taking into consideration things that I want to do or things that I want to see. And it's in a different area. So I'm excited about that because I literally did 0%. Like, I didn't say I want to do A, B, and C. It was like, oh, this looks cool. I saw this on TikTok. This looks cool. And they just took initiative and they ran with it. So that's going to be interesting.
But see, I don't even know if men, that's like a typical man thing to do.
I don't think so, because a lot of guys be like, whatever you want to do is fine with me. Like they don't, it's not a lot of surprises. Like, babe, I bought us tickets to the winery, or babe, and it's not all guys, because I do have a friend. I don't know if he's listening, but my friend Travis, I know that he's definitely that type of man, and he's in a relationship. So I don't know if he does that for his current girlfriend, but I know just him being him, he is that person.
He just taking the initiative, just plan things. I feel like all the homies.
Person.
Yeah, when I ask my homegirls, like, hey, what was your idea? What would you want to do on a date? That's the main thing everybody said was, oh, plan something. And I'm like, okay, well, what if they plan something that's trash? Like, be more specific. Like, do you have an idea? No, just plan it and pay for it, obviously. But
Right.
that's a whole other story. I don't know. These new age kids be doing different stuff with dating. I don't know. I've never got into the Dutching and all of that like the new school kids do, but planning. Black men, if you're listening, your girlfriend, your wife, your partner, she wants you to plan sometimes. I don't want you getting bored with eating at my favorite restaurants every week. Plan something. You want to try something
Exactly.
different?
Yeah.
Lay it on me.
And I always tell guys, like, I'm not really big into action movies, but I always let guys I date, like, if that's what you like to do, let's go do that because you like to do it. I'll do it with you because that's something that you enjoy because I'm sure you're doing things with me that I enjoy that you really have no interest in at all. It's just because you're being a supportive partner or whatever. So I think guys should take initiative on that end and just like, hey babe, we going paintball shooting or something.
See, but I
it's
feel like
it's
they
me and
don't
the
know us
fellas.
that
I
well.
told them, you feel
I
like
feel like
what?
they don't really. I feel like they may not know us well enough. I feel like they got this perception of black women that we are kind of like only one to do certain things, and I don't think they know that sometimes we like to shake it up too. Like some stuff that may seem like ick or may not seem like it's in our wheelhouse, we might want to try it. Like I ain't gonna be mad. I might sweat my hair out for some fun, some excitement, something different. But I feel like they kind of assume that we are one way and don't really want to even roll the dice to suggest something that they may not think is like up our alley.
But I think that's where it comes into like knowing your partner. Like if you're having conversations like, yeah, I would never go deep sea fishing with my friends, but if that's something that my dude want to do, I've never done it, I'm gonna try it out at least, one time because I may actually like it. So
Right.
I think like just knowing like if you have a woman that's open and she willing to try something with you. I'm not speaking sexually, but she willing to try a new adventure with you. And then if you got a woman that's like, babe, I'm bougie. I don't do none of that. I don't go out. I do A, B, and C. You know the type of woman that you have. And I also think that sometimes people need to pick the type of woman that they want. So if you know that you
Mm,
want people to do these adventures, and the same thing with us women, we know that we want men to do certain things and go places and plan stuff, then we need to be looking for men that are planners because some of these men is just not it and they're not going to change.
mm.
And that's on the flip side of planning stuff that you like to do because I know a lot of women say, I'm the person that's always doing the planning and getting stuff together. Like there are men that enjoy doing it because if there weren't, we wouldn't have male planners.
True. That is very true. I don't know too many of them though. I
They
don't
out
know.
there.
Oh, I don't know two. I only know
You see
like
the needle?
two or
Needle
three.
in
Yeah, it's
haystack.
some needles and some haystacks. All right. I
You
don't
know
know.
who's a good planner though? And this is what my friend said to me. He was just like, Kristen, I'm a good planner because I work in hospitality. He's like, so it's my job to make sure
Uh,
that people are having a good time. And he was like, he said that when he was married, that's the role that he took as well. So I appreciate that.
I appreciate it too. I think that's cool. But I do think that, just giving people different options is cool. Like I genuinely appreciate that my husband's mentality is to just cater to what I like or what I want to, but I also don't want him to feel like I'm not open to trying stuff that he would be interested in too. So that's kind of I guess my thing when I'm like plan something. It may not have to be. So I guess I'm speaking more from the men who don't even take the time to plan something that they think they woman would want to do. Like
Yeah.
just throw something out there, throw a curveball. Like I want to see him smile and be happy more, and I guess maybe that just means I need to be the one planning more stuff that's him centric. But I don't know. I just think it's that whole what you should be doing idea that men get sometimes. Like, well, I know you like this and that, but give me some adventure sometime. Like, throw a curveball.
Well, since you're speaking about planning, like, are there any other things that we need men to know? Because I mean, I know it ain't just planning. So if people aren't having these conversations with their man, or if your man is listening and you want to know some things that us women, Fallon and myself and some of our friends that we've spoken to, want y'all to know, listen up. What else you got?
Child, it's a lot that I feel like they can know. And I'm just speaking in general. I ain't even talking about mine. I'm just talking about in general because we interact with people at work. We interact with people on the streets. We got friends who got partners. We got daddies, cousins, uncles. Like, I feel that there are certain stigmas or rules or generals that all men kind of have in their head, particularly black men. And correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like we need to have a whole episode with the fellas where they could come and maybe dispel these myths or doubts that have been painted into my mind. But it's some stuff that I do feel like they should know that I don't think nobody's talking about, or I don't think people are having those conversations with their partners. Evolved couples, yes, but shoot, even our homeboys need to know some of these things.
I agree. Like one thing that I want y'all black men to know is basically I'm ready to just continue walking into my femininity. Like everybody's speaking about a soft life era, but I feel like as black women, we've been told so long to be a strong black woman, and I don't want to be strong.
Girl.
Like sometimes when I be looking at my married friends and I be like, oh, he got it. I be like, yeah, I'm gonna need somebody to have it for me because I don't want to be strong. I don't want to make all the decisions. I don't want to just carry every single thing. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like when men allow their women to walk in their femininity, like it allows them to walk in their masculinity. And I know it's like give and take because there will be times where I may have to use a little bit more masculine energy, but at the same time, I'm a woman. I'm supposed to be the soft spot that you have in
Mm-hmm.
your life. You know what I'm saying? When you're having a bad day at work, you're supposed to be coming home to me. And I'm like, baby, let me rub your back. It's going to be okay. I don't want to be looked at as this angry black woman or, I
And
just don't
you know
want
what?
that. I
I
don't want
feel
it.
like they want that too, but somewhere along the way, maybe we, and I'm not saying you and I, but like maybe we or just society painted that picture for everybody. Because I don't even know where that came from. Like, was it the 80s? I don't know, when everybody started getting jobs or whatever. Like, I don't even know where the strong black
And I
woman
think it
trope
was the
came from.
70s.
The 70s, the
I
Afro
think
power.
I think around then, like whenever that time when the men went to war and then they got on drugs and they left the
Oh,
household,
was that Vietnam?
girl, I don't know
Is
them
that what
boys.
it? I don't know what it was either, but I I don't know. I
Well,
think,
we're gonna need to leave that there because
girl, that's
yes,
one of
my
those
dear.
misconceptions though, because just speaking with like my married friends and everybody, like that's the main thing that their husbands are talking about is like being your peace, like be my peace, be my peace, be my peace. I don't know why so many people, even just listening to other podcasts or reading stuff on the internet, it's a lot of men that are encountering women who are not wanting to be peace. Maybe they're wanting to be the passion, or maybe they're wanting to be the pressure, or maybe they want to be something else. But I don't know. I don't know how that line got misconstrued because I really think they want that too. I don't think they want the hard life, the hard woman, the hard independent, don't want to be the soft spot. I could be wrong though. I don't know.
But I think I said this in the episode prior. Like, as much as we think that we are communicative and we communicate on a regular basis, we don't because there are so many things that we leave unsaid. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like when you start going into something, you can let people know, like, that's not me. Like, for instance, I may have said this as well. I don't date men that talk to me hard. Like you
Mm.
can't all that raising your voice and all that type of stuff. You can't do that to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that I'm gonna be feminine because guess what? You're not hollering at me. Like your voice is elevated. Bring it down a notch, or we can't talk. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a woman. You shouldn't want to talk to me like that. That's one
Yeah.
way. But I feel like that's something that I let be known early on, as opposed to like later. Like you can let people know, like, babe, like when I was growing up. I'm not saying me, but for people growing up, oh, my father used to open up the door for me. I enjoy that. Or my father
Yeah.
opened up the door for my mother when she sat in the front seat, and when I was in the back seat. And that for me, that was like just a little piece of womanhood. Like I couldn't wait until I got my man and my husband, and he opened up the door for me. It just made me feel like that's what men were supposed to do. Like it's other things. Like one reason, not one reason, but one thing I think about when I think about soft life is having my man, so I don't have to take that car to do nothing with it. Ooh,
Girl.
child.
Bless life.
Oh, man. Ooh.
praise the Lord for a husband that embraces being hard and letting me walk in my
Like those type of situations
softness.
where you don't have to think about it. That's what I
Yes.
want, you know?
Growing up, that's what it was. Like I can remember just gas. Okay, gas always in the car. All right, car need wash. Somebody gonna say
Mhm.
it. Okay, your wheels look down. Okay, whatever. I can remember just the time when my daddy was sick. Like it was probably maybe like a 8 year span of his sickness before he passed away. And I had to go and like go to the car dealership on my own because my car kept having trouble. And just the level of stress and like how the people at the dealership talked to me, I could just remember like sitting in my car crying and bawling, like just feeling like it was the worst thing ever to happen. And that's because I had had my daddy do that for me, and like just not having somebody in my life right then and there in that moment, like it broke me. So just knowing that I could be like, I don't even have to be like anything. He automatically looks in my car. And when I say he, I'm talking about my husband. He automatically looks at stuff like that. He gonna look at a windshield. He gonna look at a muffler, whatever. I don't even know the car parts, and I don't want to. Like, just be that type of
Right. I
dad.
know.
Like, ain't nothing wrong with getting your fingers dirty. And I think maybe just like going to school and like feeling like you kind of a unicorn has kind of brainwashed a lot of men into thinking that them degrees and them accolades kind of exempts them from having to do certain things.
Mm,
Um, and
preach.
that might be a whole nother conversation. But to me, I want people, black men in particular, and I ain't even trying to sound shady when I say that, but like the degrees and the accolades, it don't really matter. It what matters to me, and I think to most women, is one that you are a provider, and that ain't even gotta mean cashing nobody out. That ain't gotta mean taking care of nobody. It means actually knowing what being a provider is. Like being able to provide the stability, being able to provide the mental stimulation, being able to provide the emotional stimulation, being like, actually, if I'm your rib, then you got to be my backbone. Like what you do don't mean shit when it comes to how you treat somebody. Like you could be making millions but not at home at all, and then your wife is not being provided for. She's missing your companionship and your time, and your house is filling a void because you're not there. Like that is not fully providing, and women got to get that too. Like everybody want to be chasing paper and chasing all these degrees and all this other stuff that people supposedly have or can do for you, but if you don't know how to be no provider, that shit does not matter at all.
Yeah, I totally get it. I also feel like some men just don't know. Like sometimes I feel like, what was your uncle? You know, like what was
Girl,
your daddy? What was your big cousin? Like the real cousins that was working, not not the other ones.
not the ones
Like
that
some
was
men,
chilling on the
they
yard.
just don't know. And I feel like for them, they have a disadvantage because for whatever reason, they didn't have that village around them to help shape their manhood. And it's a lot of
It's a
guys that have
lot.
experienced that.
There really are a
Yeah.
lot, and I don't even want the men listeners to be mad because I'm not boo booing on nobody's upbringing. I know everybody's circumstances are different, but I do feel like black men needed other positive black men in their life to make them
Sure.
be good black men. That mama and daddy dynamic is more important than a lot of people think. I don't think that we are necessarily made to just be getting it out the mud and getting raised on our own without no type of guidance. Like you gotta have somebody showing you the ropes, somebody showing you how to treat your mama right, somebody showing you how your sister's supposed to be treated. Like it gotta be somebody. And I completely agree with you that them big cousins, like what was Main and Uncle Junior at when you needed to be learning these lessons? I don't know. But I just want them to
Right.
know that that stuff, the paper and the resume, ain't really what's keeping nobody satisfied at home at nighttime. And a lot of people get that unicorn and walk around with the big head like they just a unicorn prodigal black man who has his masters and trades crypto, so he doesn't have to know how to do any of these things. And who cares? I don't trust these women anyway. I'm not planning nothing. They're just gold diggers. Like, nah, boy, sit down.
Yeah,
Don't nobody want
not
all that.
them.
Don't nobody want all
Not,
that. What you say? Not them.
not them to make noise. But you're right. And I mean, I feel like that's why sometimes we put, the Huxtables on the pedestal because we were able to see a man in the house that, taught manly things not only to, his son, but also to his daughters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that I know. Old Bill didn't kind of run his little reputation in these real streets, but that show did kind of put on display just so many different principles and values that I wish we could emulate in like our real lives.
Yep. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a break to pay the church's bills.
We could do that.
Are you ready to take your streaming broadcasts, website, or social media visuals up a notch? Pyro Media Productions is here with the perfect solution. From dynamics, design, and professional headshot shoots to family photo ops, they've got all you need for stunning content creation. Check out pyromediaproductions.com today and add that creative flair. Pyro Media Productions, setting brands ablaze since 2017.
So I know you mentioned something earlier. What did you say? You said, be my peace. And that is like a phrase that is annoying to me because I feel like, child, you need to be able to be your own peace. Like, it's not my job to be your peace. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like if you're telling me to be your peace, it to me, it seems like you haven't done your own inner work. Like you still have a little bit of healing to do. And that is what I
Mm-hmm.
want Black men to know. It is 100% okay to work on you for you. So that means that if you know that you have some challenges, you might be one of them men that, have gone on to get the accolades and the degrees, but you didn't have male figures around you. You know what I'm saying? You grew up watching TV or, listening to music. And so you were that person that was like, women ain't blah, blah, blah. This might be the time for you to go ahead and talk to somebody and
Yeah.
work through that trauma. Because some
Oof.
people have a lot of trauma and they bring that right into the relationship. And so when you bring that into the relationship, then of course you're not gonna, as a woman, you ain't gonna experience no soft life because you have someone always going to bat with you because they have done the work on themselves. And we have to heal ourselves from the trauma of our parents. So that's one thing.
Oof.
People bring all this type of stuff into their relationships, like, well, my daddy wasn't there, so I did this. I got it out the mud, or I did this on my
Oh
own. Like,
God.
baby, you need to go talk to somebody. I don't know if that's what's that man on that show with the bald head? You need to talk to somebody.
Carl Winslow.
Dr.
Wait.
Phil.
Oh.
Not television dad.
Oh. One thing that you just said that I'm gonna go ahead and plug as my least favorite thing is getting it out the mud. I hate it when people say that, like punch you in the face, but that's a whole nother topic. I think I definitely agree with you about the doing your own healing, but for me, the peace aspect of it, like being someone's peace is not necessarily meaning that they are in pieces, in my view. When I say like being someone's peace, I think that kind of like plays into that softness because when I think of soft, I think of feminine, I think of like matronly, I think of warmth and cuddles and hugs and sweet scents and gentle caresses. Like all these attributes of peace. When you walk through the door, I want you to feel like you just stepped into some clouds and you on cloud nine. You don't got to see no dirt nowhere. You ain't got to see no clothes on the floor. You don't got to see no disarray. You just walking into just happy. All you gotta do is take your clothes
See,
off, take
that's
your
your
shower,
meaning, though.
and yeah, take your
That's your
shower
meaning
and you
because
peaceful.
a lot of times when people or men say be my peace, it's associated with a negative connotation. I don't want nobody popping off at the mouth. I want you to be my peace. If anything, I don't want to be your peace. Let me be your joy, baby. When you think about me, you
Oh,
smiling.
okay then.
Not
Be
your
my
peace. I'll
joy.
be your joy. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's what I will be. I'll be your joy. But the whole peace thing, you need to have that on your own because at the same time, no relationship is going to be 50-50, right? So you could be coming
Yeah,
home and you
it's gonna
expect me
be.
to be your peace, but in 2023, I'm a working woman as well. And so I just had a tough day at work. And right now, I ain't got no peace inside of me to give to you.
See,
I'm going
and
to need
that
to
I
lean on
think
you.
I feel like that too is something different. Like the 50-50 is crazy because some days I might got 10, some days I might got 5, and I need 95 from you. But when I think of home, I just think of sanctuary, and that's on both ends. Because if I'm being his peace, then he being my stability. So we're not. I don't want to come in arguing about nothing. I don't want to come in complaining. I don't want to come in talking about anything that's not gonna make me feel good. Like we gonna get to the bed after the fact. Like that's what I mean when I say like the peace part and like the walking into it. Because I think you can like joy and peace. Like joy is a little bit more flamboyant and more sparkly than peace, in my opinion. Like joy gonna have a little sass to it. Joy may have a little sarcasm, a little snark to it. But peace, all peace gonna want to do is hug and say, "How was your day when you get home?" That's the difference I think will be between those two. But for people that kind of use it in that negative connotation, like the woman is supposed to be the one fixing everything, band-aiding them, kissing their boo-boos, fixing their emotional wounds, fixing their triggers and traumas and all of that. No, that ain't what peace is supposed to mean. And correct me if I'm wrong, anybody who may have the full definition of what it means or
So I
have
have
a
the full
different definition.
definition. You know, I got the full
Tell me.
definition because I'll be over here looking up stuff. Joy, according to the Oxford languages or whatever, joy is a feeling of great pleasure and happiness. And I do want my man to feel pleasure when he think about me, but that's just me.
Yeah.
And peace is freedom from disturbance, tranquility. Now I get the tranquility from what you're saying, but in a negative connotation, that's that freedom from disturbance. And I would like to. That's what people.
You want to
That's what
disturb a
people
little
hone
bit?
in.
Yeah, you want to disturb a little
Huh?
bit? You saying you want to disturb a little
No,
bit?
I don't want to disturb, but no, I don't want to disturb. But I feel like that's that negative connotation that's associated when people say, "Be my peace." Like, don't disturb me. When I get home, I want you to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? And like, no, when you think of me, you need to be feeling great pleasure and happiness. That's how I want my man to be. But I ain't got no man yet, so when I get one, that's what he gonna be feeling. Just know that.
I kind of feel like I like both of those definitions because for me, I guess because my job is so conflict heavy, I don't want to be disturbed. Nor do I want to call. I don't want to have no loud talking. Like softness and being at peace is the opposite of what I do every day, which is deal with conflict. So I don't want to hear no loud voices. I don't want to argue. If you had a bad day at work, like let's hug it out first and then take our little shower, sit down, and then talk about it. Like I don't want to walk into disturbance either. But I don't want that either. But like I said, that's my day job. So tranquility, me also be my peace too. My stability got to be sturdy. So that means when I come home wanting to cry or whatever, you gonna have to put your hand on my lower back and just give me one of them looks and let me know that I'm gonna be okay and I'm gonna be quiet so you can be peaceful. Oh man, I ain't gonna be that quiet though. I'm gonna still talk.
Anything else on your list, girl?
For what I want them to know.
What you want men to know?
I think this one is more so for just men, not mine, but just men like on the block that I see around or that you interact with, even at work. And I don't know how your industry is, but like I have a lot of interactions. I go to the courthouse a lot, so I'm around majority of men colleagues all the time. The judges a lot of times all men. Everybody in the courtroom gonna be a man. If I'm in the criminal courthouse, everybody a man most times. It gets on my nerves when people are out, men, black men. I ain't never had a white man do this to me. It's always a black man. Why you ain't smiling? You're not smiling. Yo, where the smile at? And I'm like, just because I'm not smiling don't mean I'm not happy, and I don't know you, so why would you think that you would make me smile? Like, my man make me smile. I smile when I want to. If I'm coming and going and minding my business, I'm not thinking about having no plastered on Krusty the Clown smile for you. I'm thinking about what I got to do, and I just think it's overbearing and it's rude because you don't know what people's day is like, and it's damn near like offensive to me when people are always saying that. Like, what you trying to insinuate, that I'm just out here with a meme mug? Like, you don't tell other men to smile. Like, I've never seen another man be like, "Hey, dog, where you smiling? Why you ain't smiling? What's wrong with you?" Like, that gets on my everlasting nerves. Maybe that's a down south thing. I don't know. Do they do that in DC? I feel like on the East
Um,
Coast, people don't really talk that much like they do down here, though.
yeah, I feel like where I'm at and going further up, they don't really talk that much. Like people won't say nothing, but I feel like when I go to Georgia, like yeah, it's like I don't know. I just roll my eyes because it's annoying. Because I could be
See?
smiling on the inside. I might have RBF, resting bitch face. You know what I'm saying? I could be thinking about
Yeah.
what I need to get from Trader Joe's, and so I'm not really smiling per se. I'm trying to make sure I don't forget nothing.
Yeah, I don't like that. That must be a down south, Texas and Louisiana thing, because you can go to the gas station. Every time I walk to the courthouse, it's like all these little hoodlums that's waiting for their court cases gonna be sitting on the corner smoking their little cigarettes. Girl, most times it be hoodlums. And they'll be like, "Oh, you looking good today, Miss Ma'am. Why you not smiling? Why you not smiling?" And I'm like, Negro, it's first of all, it's hot. Second of all, I got real clothes on. I got a suit on and it's hot. I got on some shoes that's probably hurting my feet. I didn't walk from a mile away to get to the courthouse. I got to get on this elevator with y'all stinking asses. No, I'm not smiling. That's why I enjoyed wearing a mask, because nobody could tell if I was smiling or not. That was so wonderful, just to like not have to do those smiles or whatever, like those fake forced smiles. And then like in Louisiana, like New Orleans, I can remember back in the day, like if dudes said stuff like that to you and you didn't smile, they would be rude to you. That was also like almost like when people ask for your phone number and you didn't give it to them, you got to worry about them getting mad, or you got to worry about them getting aggressive with you. So I just feel like
Yeah,
it's such a negative thing for me when people do all that cat calling and all that unwanted attention. Like, it just makes me feel very uncomfortable, because in this area, damn, they gotta worry about your safety too. So I
yes, you
just,
do.
meh, I don't like it. What
Maybe
else
you
you
should.
got? What else do you want them to know? Is there anything else that you have the desire for them to know?
What do I want black men to know? I don't know if I should be saying black men, but I think that's all I've been dating is black men. So that's what I was saying. Black
Diaspora
men.
adjacent.
Uh-huh.
Diaspora adjacent.
What else do I want these men to know?
I want people to know that, and this goes for all of them. I want them to know that just because we had something in the past does not mean you own me forever. That does not mean that when you see me, you can think that you got some type of ownership right. I don't need you talking and thinking that, oh well, oh, that used to be me. No, that's over. It's a statute of limitations on stuff like that. And also, I would like for them to know that they messier than women.
Now that is a good one. They are messier than women. But you know what my friend told me recently? He was like, honestly, he was like, men are some of the biggest people that do pillow talking. And he was like, the reason why we have to do it, he was like, because we have to do it, is because there are some things that we just can't talk to our men about. So when you said being messy, that's the one thing you want them to stop being messy, or we know that they're messy. But the other thing is y'all need to start having real conversations with each other.
Ooh, whoa.
Like I know that we have these not the passport bros. We have these podcast men, and I should be the one speaking because I'm actually on the podcast seeing this. But at the same time, outside of this podcast, I have deep conversations with my friends. You
Yeah, me
guys
too.
don't do that. Like it's never
Sure
a
don't.
situation of you knowing that your homeboy probably just went for his checkup and he got a little prostate thing going on. You know what I'm saying? I know it's uncomfortable to speak about, but if my homegirls went to the doctor and she's
We
having
gonna
some
talk
issues
about
with
it.
her breast, we're talking about that right then and right there. Girl, call me
Yes,
because I went to the doctor too, and this what happened to me. Check this out. Maybe ask your doctor this. Y'all don't have enough serious conversations for me.
they do
All them
not.
sports conversations that y'all be
Man,
having, that you need more than that because that's just surface
bro,
level. You guys need to
that
dig
is
just a little bit deeper.
so true. Like, tell your friend you miss them. Why y'all don't tell each other y'all miss each other? Y'all don't tell each other y'all love each
Right.
other. It ain't got to be sounding weak, or it ain't got to be sounding funny, or whatever y'all want to say. Like, you better tell these people how you feeling about them, because life is precious, and the lifespan of us people ain't that long. So you better let these people know how you feel about them and like have these real conversations. Like, don't gatekeep the information. Like, your partner could have been had a weird cough and you had the same thing. Y'all ain't gonna say nothing about it. Us women, we gonna talk about everything. Like, girl, where you got them panties from? Oh, they got a sale. We gonna get the tea. We gonna get this. Oh, well, that fabric didn't work. That irritated me. Well, girl, what type do you use? We gonna talk about everything. But what they don't want us to know is that they do be pillow talking and they are messy. That barbershop talk, like, y'all need to start talking about something else in the barbershop instead of hoes and dumb stuff and what the Lakers did. Because there's real issues going on, and I don't want y'all getting left behind because the women are not. We getting the information. We sharing the information. I don't
And
know.
because they talk so much, I think that would be interesting to change the narrative of the conversation in the barbershop. Like maybe one weekend we talking about financial literacy because I'm sure
Yes.
somebody's coming in there that's getting their hair cut fresh from the block because we still have people that work on the block. I'm not knocking it. Ain't got no life insurance.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
That's
bro,
the real
where you what type of mutual funds you got? Like, you got a 401, 501(c)(3)? What you got going on? Like, have those conversations. I don't know why they do that. Like any black men that are listening, why don't y'all have more than surface level conversations with each other? Like, it's all cool to have it with your girl, but I feel like it could be solving so many conflicts and so many questions that maybe your girl or your mama may not know. Like, if y'all just talk to each other.
Yeah.
And not about who you messed with in college 20 years ago, because that's irrelevant and it don't matter. And she married now anyway. And don't want you.
Limitations that made you brought up a good point because again, me and my friend we were just talking about this with y'all, some of y'all men. Like after you done been out of college for 20 years and you have a single person that's available, you can date that person. You do you get what I'm saying? Like you can date that person. If it wasn't your best friend man, they dateable. You know what I'm saying? Like
but
you
then
said,
they gonna be the first people calling you if you do that.
At this big age, after I dated you when I was 17 or 18, like who cares?
And that's what I mean, because just because you right, but that apparently they be thinking like that. Like it's some weird ownership that they have in their heads. I don't know. It's something, but you don't own nobody. Now you might have to have that conversation with your friend, but 6 degrees of separation, it's all fair game, I think.
It's all fair game. Like it just kind of is what it is. I mean, sometimes you be loving the crew because you ain't pick the right one. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
I mean, I've been in that situation where I had to be like, listen, you know, I dated old boy in college, but I dated him in college, like freshman year. Like,
and that don't matter because they don't let that stuff go.
Yeah,
they messy, and they still talking about it 20 years later, and it's stupid.
Yeah, well, all I know is, listen, it's free game, fair game out here, so it doesn't matter. You single and I'm single. We about to mingle. So if I like you,
your peace and your joy
at the same,
but more so at the same damn time, more so your joy, less your peace.
Too funny.
Cause she gonna disturb some stuff. She ready to talk and disturb the peace. Oh,
you got anything more of these men's to know?
I think we've said a mouthful, but if I could leave it with a "you better than me" moment, and this is for my men folk, you are better than me. If you still sitting up holding all your stuff in and not sharing it with nobody, you better than me. That's what I'm gonna say for them.
Do I have a "you better than me" moment? I don't know. I guess my "you better than me" moment is for Black men. You better than me if you have not done the work on yourself and are not going after the life that you want and deserve after doing that work.
And you're so better than me if you don't really know what being a provider is. That just look that you just open up something else. If you don't know what that means, maybe we need to read the definition of that too. And that ain't even I ain't got to sweep on my front steps. We getting provided. We living and breathing that over here. But I just hate hearing people push that narrative and not really know what it means.
Okay, so provider, a person or thing that provides something. So they use the word in the definition, but
so they I bet a man wrote it, and I'll just play. Just kidding.
So I don't yet have a man, but I put out all provider energy. So people that I date already know what time it is. That's something that we don't worry about over here. So I get it.
Yeah, no, but that's still wrapped into knowing what that really means and not just thinking you better than people just because you went to Harvard or because you went to Howard. That don't matter.
Because you went to Morehouse.
Or you went to Morehouse. We don't care. Is you taking care of your house? That's what matters. That's what really matters in the greater scheme of things. And that's about all I wish for them to know. I really want them to tell us and let us know if maybe some of our misconceptions are misconceptions or if we are spot on. Because it's very easy for people of the opposite sex, and that's both sexes, to talk about what we wish they knew or what they actually do know. But it takes like an actual conversation, like you said, to really know if we understand each other. But I mean, what's the book? Men are from Venus. No, women are from Venus. Men are from Mars. Like, I feel like this is an age-old discussion, and we still, after thousands of years later, have questions and don't know what the other thinking or haven't quite mastered it. So I think that's something else we probably should explore a little bit, just to get both sides of the story, you know?
I agree. I definitely agree. So y'all, thank you so much for rocking with us and listening to us speak about what we want Black men to know. And we are so excited to come back with you guys and let you guys know what Black men want Black women to know, because it's only fair that we do that. So thank you guys for checking us out, and we will holler at you guys the next time. Bye.
Bye.
You Better Than Me is a podcast on Pyro Media Network, produced by Pyro Media Productions. Pyro Media Network and Pyro Media Productions are subsidiaries of Pyro Media Enterprises. For more information, please visit www.pyromedianetwork.com. Thank you for listening, and we will see you on the next.